Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel with a new video of our ride to Vijaynagar in Arunachal Pradesh. It's quite early in the morning. Me and my brother Sunny is all set to start our ride. Our luggage is securely fastened on our motorcycles. So let's start our journey and we'll meet the rest of the group in a while. So here's the pack. We are a group of 6 people riding to Vijaynagar. Myself and Sanjay is mostly gonna lead. Akash will tail and Ritesh, Sunny and Abhik will be in the middle of the lineup. We connect our intercoms, check if everyone's luggage is securely fastened, and after a short briefing, we resume our ride. The weather was perfect and we were very excited to finally ride to Vijaynagar after all these months of waiting and planning. Vijaynagar is one of the remotest towns in Changlang district of Arunachal Pradesh, which is located about 150 kilometers from Miao. This is a special ride as reaching this place isn't a piece of cake, and riding together with our brothers makes it even more special. Relieved to escape the rush of Jagun town and hop on this country road. Our plan for the day was to reach Namdapha National Park, where we had booked our stay at Deban Forest Rest House, and the next morning we will ride from Namdapha to Vijaynagar. These kind of roads with trees on either side is a treat for riders. Small Singpho hut settlements on the side of the road gives a very aesthetic presence of the area. Cool and fun visuals for day one. Let me give you some insight about the permits. For booking an overnight stay in Namdapha or travelling to Vijaynagar, you have to get a permit from the Forest Field Directors or Additional Deputy Commissioners Office at Miao, which will also serve as the National Park entry permit. Other than that, you also have to get an inner line permit through online mode or at the respective entry check gate. We had friends at Miao who made our permits beforehand, which did save us a lot of time. The process is really simple and not a costly affair. It would cost around 250 to 300 rupees per person, which includes ILP fee and rupees 200 per bed at Deban Forest Rest House. Make sure to keep a copies of the permits, which you have to submit at the check gates. We finally reached Namchik. This is the state border and entry check gate on this part of the region. We stop here to enter the required details and also get our ILPs checked. And we're back on the road after the formalities at the check gate. The officers were quite happy to see us riding to Vijaynagar. They wished us good luck and we were also excited to finally enter our beautiful neighbor state. The next most important thing was to fuel up the motorcycles. We had a long road ahead and Miao has the last petrol pump in this region. There is no petrol pumps for another 300 kilometers, so we filled the tanks up to the brim. This place is Kharsang and Miao was still a few kilometers ahead, which hosts the last petrol pump. But we didn't take the risk and fueled up our motorcycles here itself, because you never know when there might be a shortage of fuel, especially in the mountain areas. Having relieved from almost all the tasks other than having our lunch at Miao, we were now relaxed behind our handlebars, enjoying the ride through this countryside. This scenic road beside a tea garden and tall kohua bon on either side, like a pathway leading us to the panoramic view of the mountain ahead, filled our hearts with joy and is a reason why we love to travel on two wheels, which gives a sense of freedom like nothing else. We reached Miao and went straight to a hotel in search of food.
Tiulama straight from Korea.
Korean fish. From Rajasthan.
Ritesh Hazarika.
After a satisfying lunch and a little break, we were back on our motorcycles, heading towards Namdapha. We still had a few formalities left to enter the national park at the next check gate, so without wasting much time, we twist our throttles and continue further. As I mentioned earlier, Miao is the last town to get all your needs, especially cash and fuel, because there are no shops on the road beyond Miao or once you enter Namdapha National Park premises. There are banks and ATMs in this town, and it's always wise to carry cash while you tour on the border areas of Arunachal, as there's network issue on most of the zones. Also, carry a BSNL SIM along with you if you come to Vijaynagar. There are a few hotels, homestays, government circuit house in Miao, which is enough to accommodate travelers. Most people choose Miao as their first day stop on the way to Vijaynagar, but we chose to stay at Namdapha to cut short a few kilometers from the next day. The sun in its last few hours, with golden gleaming rays on the paddy fields and the view of the distant snow-clad mountain peaks, which might not be very distinct in the video, felt like a reward as the day was about to end and filled our hearts with positivity and excitement. Playing hide and seek with the view of Naw Dihing River, we were about to enter Namdapha National Park in a while. After crossing Mpen football field, we reached Namdapha National Park and Forest Reserve entry check gate. We park the motorcycles and take the copy of ILP and National Park permit and walk towards the counter. They'll enter the necessary details of yourself and your vehicle and also charge a forest area entry fee of Rs 350 per person, that is 300 for motorcycle and 50 rupees for person. Also, you have to submit a copy of the forest area permit at this checkpost. They'll provide a receipt which you need to keep safely or click a pic of the same on your phone. After having completed the formalities and clicking a few pictures, we were back on the road. This is Empen Bridge, gateway to Namdapha National Park. Just after crossing Empen Bridge, the tarmac ends and off-road begins, or in other sense, the fun begins. We were gradually entering dense forest area. The road became narrower and light struggled to seep in, although there was still some time left for the sun to go down. We came across a biker with a pillion who were riding towards Miao. Sandeep Gogoida, a prominent rider from Assam, along with his wife, Mommy Gogoi, were returning from Vijaynagar. We exchanged few words and congratulated them on their successful return. Clicked a selfie before we parted ways. We were in awe to see them riding alone on this deserted route. They definitely lifted our spirits. Slowly the daylight almost disappeared and we rode following the tail lights, maintaining a safe distance. The road became so narrow that it was nearly impossible for two cars to pass through. And then came these trucks. Thankfully we were on motorcycle but had to move very cautiously because our side was a hanging cliff. We got an impression of how important it was to start early to avoid riding after dark through this national park and tiger reserve. Had to cross a muddy patch one after another just a kilometer before reaching our destination. And finally, we entered the gate to Deban Forest Rest House in Namdapha National Park. There is a big gate to the left on the MV road, which you can spot easily during daytime. After a few minutes, we finally reached the rest house, parked our motorcycles, freshened up, had a wholesome dinner and called it a night. For the next day, the real adventure awaits to reach the unreached. Stay tuned.